Now, this is an interesting issue, and I'll read the email in just a moment, but I have really grappled with it, and some other thoughtful journalists have grappled with as well, this following question. I don't like hacked emails. You don't like hacked emails. People are entitled to a certain degree of privacy. Nobody wants their emails hacked. And so when campaign revelations come out, in this campaign, certainly based on the original hacking of the DNC emails, which led to the resignation of Debbie Wasserman Schultz as chairman, and now the hacking of John Podesta's emails, which has led to just day after day after day of disclosures and revelations, both about Clinton campaign officials and insiders and allies and the press and some journalists who've been cozying up to the Clinton campaign. It's all news. I'm not saying we shouldn't report it, but it makes me uncomfortable because it is stolen property. I don't, the Hillary Clinton people have said, well, the Russian hackers are behind it, and therefore we don't even know if it's true, and it's not going to comment. They're not denying the specifics, but it does still make me uncomfortable. So here is an email from Owen M. in Oregon. How can you say this, referring to something I said on the air? We should never have heard or seen Hillary's email. Then you turn around and play and quote the private conversation recorded in a private setting between private parties. This was a recording of a conversation in your bedroom, which would not be too far from this, you would be screaming foul. You would be suing very quickly the party that did the recording. The hypocrisy of the media is outstanding. Well, I am crying foul. I don't think that in an ideal world, and we don't live in an ideal world, that private communications between people, even people who are in the process of having someone run for president, should be spewed out there because some hacker, whether it's a foreign hacker, a domestic hacker, somebody's breaking the law and throwing this stuff out there. But in the media world in which we live, two things. One is, let's say that I were to decide, my show were to decide, Fox News were to decide, you know what, this is really sleazy. We don't want to report the fruits of hacked emails, so we're just not going to cover it. Okay, what about the 100,000 other ways that you could see this stuff? There's no way to get, nor should there be any way to get every single media outlet, website, network, magazine, newspaper, blogger, Twitterer, Facebooker to agree not to report this stuff. So it is out there, it affects the campaign, and of course you have to deal with it. And some of it's very newsworthy, but it still makes me uncomfortable. I don't think those two positions are inconsistent. And all of the people who are pro-Trump or on the conservative side who are now cheering WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, who they didn't used to think very much of, might have a very different view if suddenly the RNC emails were dumped out, the Donald Trump campaign emails were hacked. So I'm going to continue to say that, look, once this stuff is out there, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube and we all have to report on it. Doesn't mean we have to like it, and that's why I said what I said.